So here in this video we are going to study different types of signals in digital signal processing. So before going into this the types, so first we want to see the methods to represent the discrete time signal. Basically there are four methods to represent the discrete time signal. One is functional representation. So in functional representation the signal is represented in a sequence manner like this, that is x of n equal to, for example we can consider one signal which is represented as functional representation as like this: x of n equal to minus n, then n equal to 2. So these are variables. Okay, we can make use of any values, and this is also for n any values. So this is the functional representation. Next one is the graphical representation. So graphical representation means each signal can be represented in graph. So ordinary x-axis, y-axis graph only. So in x-axis n and y-axis x of n. So this is one example for graphical representation. For n equal to 0, x of n equal to 1 plus 3. That is the example first we considered, which we first considered. That is for n equal to 0, x of n equal to 1.3, n equal to 1, it is minus 0.9, n equal to 2, it is 1.4. So the same sequence functional representation is represented in graph like this. This is named as graphical representation. Next one is the tabular representation, that is the signal is represented in a tabular column. So here two columns are there, one is n and another one is for x of n. So for n, the values of n are given in the first row and the values of x of n are given in the second row. This is a representation of the tabular representation. So next one is the sequence representation. The same signal can be represented in this manner. It is said to be sequence representation. So what does this arrow represent means? It represents the n equal to 0 value. Okay, here n equal to 0 value, here n equal to 1, n equal to 2 and goes on. Here minus 1, n equal to minus 1, n equal to minus 2 and goes on like this. So without an arrow means if there is any signal without arrow means we'll consider the first signal as n equal to 0 value. So next, what are the elementary discrete time signals? So basically all the signals are having some basic signals, right? So here in this digital signal processing, these are the four elementary discrete time signals. First one is the digital impulse or unit sample sequence. Second one is the unit step signal, and the third one is ramp signal. First one is, so this is the basic digital impulse signal or unit sample sequence. So the impulse signal is always represented by the letter del of n. Always represented by the letter del of n. So in mathematics you might be studied these all the basic signals. So first one is the digital impulse signal, which is impulse means always del of n, and what is the standard form of impulse signal means for n equal to 0 always del of n equal to 1. So del of n equal to 0 for all the values except 0. So this is in the represented as graphical form. So for n equal to 0, only one value will be there. For all the other values, it is 0. And delayed impulse. What is the meaning of delay? Delay means some delay. Okay. So here in this subject, we are representing delay in terms of minus. Okay. So here delayed signal is taken as impulse signal is taken as del of n, and delayed impulse signal is taken as del of n minus n naught. So here minus n naught is some delay from the original value. So here that signal can be represented like this. So for n is equal to 1, for n equal to n is equal to n naught, and it is 0 otherwise, or n is not equal to n naught. So here del of n, so here n, so it is only, that is only it is n is equal to n naught, only some value will be there, otherwise all the other values are 0. Okay, next one is the unit step signal. So unit means always 1, right? So 1 is u of n equal to 1 for n greater than or equal to 0. So this is graphically drawn like this. Okay, so it is for all the n greater than 0 means for all positive values it starts from 0. So for negative values there is no value or 0 values. For positive values only it is having some value, that is said to be unit step signal. Next one is the ramp signal. So ramp, what is the meaning of the ramp? This is increasing order, right? This is a ramp signal. So it is represented as u r of n. So n is greater than or equal to 0, 0 otherwise. So this is n greater than or equal to 0 means it is said to be ramp signal. Then exponential signal, it is represented as e of n or g of n. Okay, both are exponential signal only. So it is represented as a power n for n not n greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so these are the 4 basic signals. So next one is we are entering into the syllabus as such, right? So first the classification of continuous time signal and discrete time signal. So as I told you in the previous class, what is the representation used to continuous time signal? It is x of n, and discrete time signal means it is x of t. So only this representation will change, right? For continuous time signal, n is used to represent, and discrete time signal, t is used to represent. So these are the 5 classification of both continuous time signal as well as discrete time signal. Let us see one by one. First one is the periodic and non-periodic signal. So what is periodic and non-periodic signal? So it is said to be periodic if it repeats at regular intervals. Regular interval means it should have even intervals between one signal and the next period. So non-periodic or aperiodic. So non-periodic signal are also called aperiodic signal. So it do not repeat at regular intervals. Okay. So let me say with one example. So CT means, so this is the condition for periodicity of continuous time signal. Okay, when a continuous time signal is said to be periodic means, so if the continuous time signal repeats after certain period of time t. Okay, if it repeats after certain period of time, so that is x of t is equal to x of t plus t. Okay, so this is the condition for periodicity. Next one is, so periodicity of discrete time signal. So discrete time signal is represented as x of n. So consider one x of n one signal x of n equal to cos 2 pi f naught of n. So when will we say this signal is periodic means, so we have to compare this with the standard equation. So okay, that is x of n plus capital N equal to cos 2 pi f naught into n plus 1. That is always n is changed as n plus n. Okay. So in the previous slide we learned, right? So x of t is changed as x of t plus t. So this is for continuous time signal. So this is the example for discrete time signal. So what is the representation of discrete time? X of n. So here n is replaced by n plus n. So here also n is replaced by n plus n. So what is cos 2 n plus 1? By expanding this, we will get cos 2 pi f naught n plus 2 pi f naught n, right? So periodicity, what is the condition of periodicity? X of n is equal to x of n plus n. So this is cos 2 pi f naught n. So just comparing these two equations, we will get the integer. What is the value of f naught? F naught is equal to k by n. Okay, so if you are asked to find a given a discrete time signal is periodic means, see how to apply these steps and find the value of f naught. Okay, so by using this f naught value we can decide whether it is periodic or not. So here k is nothing but integer. So next one is the discrete time signal is periodic only if its frequency is rational, or rational is nothing but function of two integers. So what we studied in the previous slide, so finding f naught equal to k by n. So here k by n, and by applying this, by getting this value k and n. So how it is applicable in continuous time signal? Okay, periodicity of signal x, this is one another example, x1 of t plus x2 of t. So here x1 of t is changed as x1 of t plus t1, x2 of t is changed as x2 of t plus t2. So here ratio of two integers will be found, t1 by t2. Similarly, for a discrete time signal, x of n equal to x of n plus n1 equal to. So here also two ratio of two integers will be found. So let's see some examples. Okay, so the same, you have to apply the same formula here and you have to proceed. Okay, these are the problems. So let me explain one example. It is considered 2 cos 100 pi t plus 5 sin 50 t. See how to check whether the signal is periodic or not. So here what is the condition for periodicity? X of n plus n is equal, x of n is equal to x of small n plus capital N. Otherwise x of t is equal to x of t plus capital T. So here what is we are comparing with the standard equation. Standard equation in the sense you have to write one equation in this manner. Okay, so comparing this we will get 2 pi f1 is equal to 100 pi for the first term. 2 pi f1 is equal to 100 pi, so that f1 is equal to this one. So similarly f2 equal to this one, so that t2 is equal to pi by. Now the ratio t1 by t2 is equal to 1, this one. So the ratio 1 by 2 pi, which is not rational. So what is the not rational means? If the denominator is having pi values which may not predict, right? So if you having pi value like this means the given signal is not rational, so the given signal is non-periodic. So if there is no pi at all, so it is the number is, that is only the fraction is will be there means, so we may say it is a periodic signal. Okay, thank you.